Back from the break, still watching The Morning Rush here on Metro Television. We're about to talk about a festival. I think I love this one. It's the Black History Festival. And just going to let our guest do the introduction of himself, and then we get into it. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Yeah. So your name and, what your connection is with Black History Festival.
Okay. So my name is Stephen Selassie Eswo, and I'm the coordinator for the Black History Festivals. Basically, the Black History Festivals is a coordinated event that brings together Africa and its diaspora.
Okay.
And this special edition that we pursue is to connect with African diaspora in the US.
Okay.
So it's good to be here.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. But is this the first edition you're going to have?
No, please.
Okay.
This happens to be the second edition.
The second.
Okay.
And it happens every February in the United States.
Okay.
Actually, we have other festivals. So we have the US America edition and we have the European edition. The European edition is in October every year. And then the American edition is in February. Yes.
Okay, so you had it last year?
Yeah, this year actually.
Okay, this year, so it goes into next
year.
Next year. How's it this year? I mean, putting something together for the very first time, the reception, all of that.
So the first edition happened in Washington, D.C. in February this year from 21st to the 26th of February this year. It was tremendous. The participation was exciting. It was encouraging. We had the government of Ghana representing and leading Africa. We had other 6 African countries represented by the ambassadors. We had the African Union spearheading the program and hosting it actually in Washington, D.C. And that gave us the impetus to go ahead and involve more institutions and organizations. Our focus basically is how do we take advantage of Africa's growing and I'll say powerful diaspora. I believe, and I and our team believe, that Africa has gotten to the point where the African diaspora actually is our biggest human and our human resource.
Okay.
And also financial resource. The Africa Development Bank last week stated that the remittances that Africa gets from its diaspora is actually much more than the aid we receive from our development partners.
Wow.
So we believe that if we can connect to our diaspora, have deliberate discussions and dialogues like this on a platform like the Black History Festival, we can tap into the financial resource that the Africa's diaspora holds. Not forgetting our brothers, African Americans also. They are stupendously rich.
Yeah.
It is now on us to market Africa, attract them and bring them onto the continent to invest into our socio-economic development. Not forgetting some of the huge human capital that exists in the African diaspora. When it comes to medicine or health, professionals in the health industry, professionals in the educational industry, in the tech industry, in all specific industries, Greek and all, you'll find people of African descent. It's now our time to get to them. If we want to actually leapfrog in our development and reach the level of the rest of the world, we think it's time we reach out to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, bring them to the continent to help us leapfrog our development. I'm very sure we'll be that continent that the world is expecting us to be.
Wow.
That's great though.
Yeah.
But you see, just some conversations around this on social media. I remember sometimes there's a conversation between Black Americans and then those of us here,
Africans and
African
Americans.
That whole thing that they do not want to see themselves as part of us. They are not here with us.
Yes.
So we can't call them our brothers and
Exactly.
sisters.
Sure.
How is that? Is it like something that has been a challenge trying to get all of them, on board this project?
It is. There are many factors. If you go to America, for example, last year I was in America, and then we hit the streets. We have an online network for leaders where we talk about their stories. So we use the opportunity to interview some African Americans. You'll be surprised to know that a huge number of them, I mean, this is not research based, this is just my view on the number of people we met. More than 9 out of 10 people do not know facts about Africa.
They don't care.
Well, it's not their fault. That's why we have the Black History Month. You realize that the systems around the world do not give a lot of attention to people of Black origin or African origin or African descent.
Okay.
Our history books, our educational systems do not highlight Africa as much as it should. Africa has a lot of firsts. The youngest continent with population-wise currently in the world, and the continent that has almost all the world's resources, the continent that produces some of the best human resources in all the industries. Unfortunately, we don't get to talk about those things. So why should they associate themselves with Africa? So it's now our responsibility as custodians of this continent to go out there and sell Africa to attract people. Nobody wants to be attracted to a war-torn continent.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be attracted to a famine-ridden continent. Nobody wants to be attracted to a very poor continent. Everybody would love to be attracted to something that is worth celebrating and worth giving something back for. And I think that's where we've gotten to. We, the current and especially we, the youth of the continent today, have a role to play. We don't have the CNNs, the BBC, the Al Jazeera's, but we have the people. And platforms like the Black History Festival gives us that unique platform to sell Africa, showcase some of the best of Africa from the various industries, be it in business, be it in leadership, showcasing the best of Africa to them. When you get to meet face to face, it will change one mind after the other. One mind after the other. So when that perception changes, they'll begin to see Africa. And Ghana did a good job in 2019 with the Year of Return initiative. Excellent, which is now the Beyond Return, and they are part of our partners. And the idea is, can we change the perception of people in the diaspora about Africa? That is where the interest comes. That is where people begin to look back. There are many people who became Ghanaian citizens over the past 3 years just because of what they know about Africa and Ghana, to be specific today. So that's where we have the job to do. And the Black History Festival is one of those platforms, and our effort to have that paradigm shift in our mindset, especially when we look at our brothers and sisters out there. I'm sure bit by bit we will get there.
But do you consider having this festival will be in
the US? Yes.
Since Year of Return, Beyond the Return is collaborated, would there be a time where you have the celebration of the festival here in Ghana?
You just spoke right into the agenda. So the Black History Festival has the Black History Festival headline event in America. Then in July, we have the Homecoming edition. So the Homecoming initiative, which we call America in Ghana, will bring all the people, the stakeholders, the investors who say they want to invest, partners, government officials who say they are interested in partnering with Africa, we bring them here. So every year we rotate the state in the US, we rotate the state in Africa. So this year, Ghana will be 2023, Ghana will be hosting the Homecoming edition of the initiative here in July.
No, because you mentioned that this year it wasn't the States, I thought you were going to fly people over to go over.
Probably.
Of course. The registration is open now. If you go to our website, www.blackhistoryfestivals.com, or on our social media channels, you get the link to actually register to participate. It's open to specifically people who have this agenda at heart. They are in the creatives, they are in the cultural space, or they are in the commerce space. They have products and brands that can sell Africa, because now it's about socio-economic development. People want to associate with what makes money. And that's one bait we can use to bring people. So if you have a brand that you think stands out and can sell Africa, you are open. And the good news is this Friday at the Africa Trade House, which hosts the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, we'll be having a media launch between 10 o'clock and 12:30, where we'll expose more on what it takes for any brand to go. And we're looking forward to have Metro and all your associated agencies to be part of this program. This is a one lifetime opportunity for us to make a statement. Never before has Africa had the opportunity to actually go out to sell itself. Like this period. I mean, and the connections and networks we're building, looking at what happened in the Year of Return and the exchange programs that America and other countries are bringing, I think we know what it takes to do what we have to do to sell Africa.
So the media launch is this Friday.
Yes, sir.
At the that's around.
Beside the British Council, opposite the City House, very close to the UBA bank headquarters. Yes.
Okay, so the media launch will be happening, but the main festival.
The main festival is happening in Columbus, Ohio, February 15th to 18th. Solid event. 3 days of solid conferences looking at innovation, digital transformation for the first day. Second day, we'll be looking at diaspora history, culture.
Okay.
Third day, we'll be looking at U.S. Africa trade and development. And last day, we'll have the big one. We'll be having the Black History Makers Awards Gala Night. We'll be rewarding some of Africa's industrial sons and daughters, and also some of African Americans who have actually connected. Some are going to be posthumous, and will be inducting 4 people of African descent into the Black History Makers Academy. So it's good to be here, and we hope to see Metro TV.
Yeah, we'll be there on Friday. Sure. So I wish you the very best. I've got a couple of friends in Columbus, Ohio. I'm going to let them come for the event.
Sure, and we have some tickets here for viewers of Metro TV. If you want to be part of the program.
Yeah.
Get to Metro.
We'll find a way to share that so everybody can get that. Thank you so much, Selassie.
Keep watching Metro TV for more information.
Thank you so much, Selassie, for coming. He's with the Black History Festivals. So please get onto their website, www.blackhistoryfestivals.com, and just follow through.